game.
I need another heavy. I've got TB and a quick draw.
I want to get fairly tight to it. Now, anybody who's going to be working range, I'm going to need you to fade right on this. And then anybody's running short is going to stay towards the top of the caldera if we're going to come out.
I have you in the Griff. Griffin.
Sounds good.
Well, that's the thing. We got to get to brawling range, so I may be moving us, right up to the hoop if we have to.
Wolverine nach Charlie 4.
It's fine, chill the out, man, it's fine, it's just a 5-star.
Komm, Leute, redet miteinander.
15 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't die.
Guys,
15 seconds, don't die.
guys. 3, 2, 1.
Charlie Dar, CT, yellow. Okay, go for Charlie, see if we can get it.
There. To your left, there's there. Sorry, shit. So, jetzt guys, hinter die Indie-Pocken.
Mediums be prepared to pull back E40 towards the E5 border. On my mark.
Left side, come on! Like now, I need strikes on OP barrel. Wire our strikes up.
Die Hauptgruppe rechts, Uferlinie.
They have 3 mechs sitting on the left side when you pass over. Overheating is bad. Both legs on the Griffin. Hit the Griffin.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. That was such a
That's right. I'm gonna spawn Lance, you guys in Charlie, Lance, you guys in Bravo. That's B2C1.
This third drop is 2 lights, 2 mediums, 2 heavies, 2 assaults.
Jetzt in die Breite, zieht euch in die Breite.
Lights, watch our backs. We're gonna about base and take up position in Bravo 6.
Kurz Aufschaltung, Delta 4, 3 Stück, 2 Mediums, ein Light, wie ich es richtig gesehen habe.
Make a firing line.
C4 tactical hill, boys.
Fox.
Laufen unter ECM, hab 2 durchlaufen, 10, Bravo 4.
And get ready to hit people coming from our right.
Charlie on the left. Charlie, a Hellbringer on the left.
Okay, let's group up towards the left. We're gonna press through Bravo 3 to Bravo 4. I think they're kind of spread out.
Check yourselves. Make sure you've got, UAV cool shot.
Here they come. They're pushing hard, guys.
Decro. Tez on.
Go. Oh, got a contact here, Bravo 3.
Nice, Marshall. I'm on Delta Griffin.
Well, you cross it then. Get in their face. They got a highlighter. They just pushed up on Theta. We need help on Theta. Up on Theta. Yep, that's the noise. Go. Let's finish this.
Full pressure, guys. Full pressure. They're down low. They're down low in Charlie 3.
Get the f***ing arm, Jackson.
Jackson, cool shot.
Golf. I got him.
Okay,
Go, B3, go.
Echo, go.
Get over on your medium, guys. Get Echo Stormcrow. God, I suck as a pilot, but thank I packed my skill.
I'm sorry that you died, sweet girls, but we will send a reasonably nice letter to your family.
Hello everybody, and welcome to this division deciding match for Group 2, or formerly known as Div B, between KDCM, the Real Housewives of Canopus, versus CTFR, which I'm not going to try to pronounce because my French is terrible. With me is Ms. Kaylee.
Hey, how's it going?
And yeah, we're going to get into this. So going into this, CTFR, the one with the stakes here, if they pull out 4 wins, they win the division. If they pull out 3, I think they come in third. It's going to come down to 3-way tiebreakers if they get 3. So that will be an excellent outcome as well. KDCM, I think, has the opportunity, if they sweep, to get up to 3rd place as well. So yeah, this is a very close division. A lot of movement here.
So if you guys are wondering the exact amount of points that CTFR needs to win against KDCM in this, and taking out their legs.
Yeah, that's going to be the tough thing. Control strats can be pretty vulnerable to those pushes, right? And I feel like there's been a bunch of brawl this tournament, at least in my experience. There's it with so few mechs on the field. I guess it's 7, so it's not so few, but with fewer mechs on the field, especially these first drops being lighter tonnages, those pushes are always very powerful versus control. Now the later matches, control becomes a little more viable. We've even got polar on there, so I'll be interested to see a polar match. Let me ping SHD since their invite is out. They should be here.
I can actually jump into their Discord and let them know that they need to join the lobby if you need me to.
I got to ping on their I got to ping on the ticket there. Ah, there we go. Okay,
There we go.
Both teams here. Start the timer on the stream here. All right, so let's move over here. Speaking of our tactics and whatnot, I'm gonna scoot us on over to the map room. So we're gonna start here with some Forest Colony. KDCM on the team 1 side, that is the water side. Team 2 on the, I don't know, I guess the canyon side. I've never really considered, the mainland side of this isthmus here. Honestly, team 1 I think has some little bit of advantage here, a little bit of open ground to maneuver. Team 2 I find really gets bogged down around Sigma Beta. They can get a Kappa fight early, a Kappa cap as it were. And they ultimately do have that advantage, but if Team 1 can capitalize on the water side towards Kappa, they can get, if they're able to get Kappa, that puts Team 2 at a little bit of a disadvantage there. They can wrap around Epsilon, but there's access to Epsilon well. So Team 1 really has that impetus to get the Kappa point. Unless they're just going full murder ball, right? In which case the caps don't entirely matter. It's big enough that it might come down to it, but that's kind of what I'm looking at. So if we're looking at, if as you say, CTFR is going for some control strats, they're gonna need that Kappa Overwatch, I think.
I don't think that Team 1 has the time to reach Kappa in the time that it takes the control traders to reach G4 in those hills. And they could use Pop-Tarts with like long range if they use like Clan Eater Peeps, or they could use Gosvalm traders to overwatch Kappa and then like the push where the ship is. They can also look towards like the G6, G7 area and stop people from like flanking along that side to get like an angle. If they have people like over there, sure, they can have other people in E5 capping Sigma and Theta and holding that. It's, you know, if they have a trader in G4, they could also rotate over to like cover Sigma as well, and they could cover the top of F5 hill. There's a lot of easy spots that Team 2 can sit and deny, but what I actually expect to happen is for a push along the F line up into Theta, and for them to take the E5 area from Team 2 and force them into lower ground.
Yeah, that is one way to go as well. So as I was saying, Team 1, I think Team 2 is going to get Kappa first. Like, there's no question about that. There's no way. Team 1 has the ability and some sight lines to really make it hell for someone on Kappa. So to my point, Team 2 has to hold on to it. But you're right. If we're going to see a push down the Fox line, either way, very viable. But you run into that goat path, which is just a choke point. So the scouting comes into play there as well.
Remember, KDCM is known for perfecting the art of NSR, and I say NSR in the most positive way. These guys know how to get strong, quick mechs in your face very effectively. And all they have to do is have one person cap Gamma while their whole line is marching up through Epsi, Theta, into Sigma to take everything that is the enemy and put them in a really awkward position where not only are they pushed, but they're down caps too.
Yeah, and that I think is probably the way to go here for KDCM for sure. Because pushing from the Kappa side is not the way to go. So if they're going to push, pushing through, although if there is a receive line for them on the other side of that goat path, that is not going to end well, pushing into a receive line like a E5, F5 based receive. So it's gonna come down to scouting. This map does need a bunch of scouting, so you know what's going on, where to aim your push, or where to shift your line.
Absolutely. And for CTFR, that's going to be their main goal, is scouting the push. If they can't do that, control falls apart.
Yep. You've also got, so from Team 1, interestingly enough as well, we've got this Charlie point, which I think is often overlooked, and you can absolutely send some mechs of Delta 7, Echo 7 there to get a scout on this Echo 5, Echo 6 area really quick. Like you can watch a team come out of their drop zones if you drop like a Mist Lynx, a Javelin, Viper, somewhere around there in that Charlie. So there's a lot of info gathering that can happen on Team 1 as well if you're smart about it. So we'll see if KDCM decides to use that, or if they go for the Alpha Bravo. Well, actually, they've locked, so we can take a look. They've got 3 in Charlie, 3 in Bravo, and 1 in that Alpha. So yeah, we're gonna have 1 capper on Gamma, and the rest are gonna link up here in probably Fox 7.
Yeah, what you can probably expect is from the Charlie people is to go through the Delta line up that tributary in D7 to the right side of Theta, and then get lines on E5 from that right flank, while Bravo sends that 1 person over to cap, or Alpha the 1 person to cap, and while everyone marches through Epsi.
Sorry, someone is saying window-based audio. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let me, the main link. Oh, that's on them. I see. That's an issue earlier in the chat. Okay, cool. No, we're good, and we are functioning. Sorry for that test there, folks. A little bit of thing. All right, both teams locked. Let's see what's going to happen here.
Good luck to both teams.
Heck yeah. CTFR has been putting in the work this season. I remember I'm on the Fjord team, and that we fought them. I think that was our first week, and that was rough. They came into it strong. So I'd love to see them finish strong here. They've got some excellent players and have been doing an excellent amount of work throughout this season.
All right, who do you want to look at?
Oh, geez. I'm over here, Team 1 side, audio, or the water side. So if you want to hop the other,
I will head on over to see CTFR.
Yeah, I should check out the beach here. This volcano is always very interesting to me, since we're waiting for folks to load in. It's just so, I guess this is probably like a little hotspot piece of an archipelago here.
So
which is
I'm
why
kind
it's
of
there,
dog
but
shit
very
with the
pretty.
controls of this. I don't do this very often. I'm gonna call it with mechs I see. I struggle to click and find the builds. So if people want to find the builds for what CTFR
Yeah,
are
sure.
using,
I can absolutely do that. If you hit
Yeah,
P,
yeah.
it unlocks the cursor, so you can just click on them.
Say again.
If you hit P, as in Papa, it unlocks the cursor, so you can just click on them and then hit enter.
Excellent. Awesome. Awesome.
Oh, I might have an issue here. 1 second, I will try to fix that. No. All right, no, lobby's going all right. So yeah, I cannot find the problem. I'll investigate that later. All right, we are
William
in.
did say the audio is back.
Yeah, I think we're good. Anyway, I'm looking at a hunchback, a bushwhacker, and a pair of bushwhacker X1s here. What do we got? Heavy machine guns, SRMs, and X-Pulse. A little bit of variation there on Joe's side, and we've got Splatback over here with Way of the Ferret going for their other 4. Should be their light pack. Yeah, pair of mislinks, a Charger, so not entirely their light pack. So I think we got some machine guns on that, binary lasers on the Charger, and who's on Gamma? We've got no Osiris, so that's going to be our standard SRMs, heavy machine guns, lasers.
It looks like CTFR is running a rifleman, some scarecrows, and then some wolf pack stuff like vipers. So it seems they're doing cap control here, and then probably they're going to group up and then prepare to receive a brawl. There is a blackjack on the field. It's probably an arrow. I didn't get a really good look at it.
Yeah, so we've got some heavy mediums on the Viper. So it looks like and an AP Gauss Viper as well. So we've got a little bit of range there. How's our?
Looks like they are playing for control with that build.
Yeah, beam lasers. Interesting. Okay, yeah, no, they're looking
Here
to
comes
deny
the first
caps.
fight.
Yep.
There's a bushwhacker and also Hunchy taking fire from CTFR. From
Yeah,
B5.
this is not good. So there's that Sigma receive line that they're trying to break up. Now the Charger coming in on the other side, that's going to run into a pair of Vipers with the Osiris and a pair of Mistlinks. That's going to be tough with the Viper's ability to jump up here. It's going to be the Mistlinks' job to keep them down, and it looks like they do so. And we are consolidating the lines. We've got essentially a split push here from KDCM.
Yeah.
We'll see how it turns out.
It looks a lot like kind of what we expected to happen on the map, actually. The only difference is that CTFR is kind of collapsed on the E5 side here to defend the middle section from them rotating.
Yep, and they are absolutely pinched. If that Hunchy can get in, they're focusing on the Charger and Mistlinks here. Jormungandr and the Charger is about to go down. Just going to absolutely drop there.
Yeah, the Missies are just going crazy over there. Also, the larger mechs are trading on the left side there. You can see a little bit of leg fighting.
Yep.
There's an Osiris in the wolf pack there fighting. There's also a Flea, like AP Goss chilling in the back. Little green guy.
Yeah, SHD and this Rifleman just trying to fend off Shone in the Osiris, and ooh, well, there we go.
Oof, there goes Shones. Oh, even trays all around.
Claw. Yeah, CTFR with the advantage here against KDCM. That was just, I think, ultimately a mistimed push. And I'm looking at the like, what's left of CTFR is so fresh. The lowest is 65, and that's a Viper. The next up is, okay, I guess 69 in the other Viper, but then 80%. Like, CTFR are so fresh right here. Sneck trying to take some folks down. The Bushwhacker next on the block. Joe should be next down.
Ooh, there's Joe, just as you say.
Yep. And we're down to a Hunchbacks and a Mistlinks against 5 mechs here, which are all fresh.
There's a shitload of UAVs up here. If
As there
anybody's
should
wondering
be.
why there's so many UAVs, that's so standard because if somebody looks up during a fight and they try to shoot one of those, that's time when they're not shooting a mech or a component or something or focusing. And so in these fights, when everybody is in this brawl, they just throw their UAVs down. They want to make sure they know which direction mechs are facing, what position they're in.
And it just makes swapping your target so much easier if you have all of them available, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to be able, someone calls Delta, for instance, and they're on the other side of the hill. You'll at least know where Delta is, you know, and who's shooting what.
If you want to pull up the map, we can kind of depict what happened here with the push.
Yeah, let's start with the scores real quick, and then we'll get to that. Good scores all around. Looking at CTFR, some higher scores, obviously. Indian here with 517 is our standout of the match here. 308 on KDCM side in that Hunchback. But in general, just lower damage. And I think a little less focus from KDCM is what decided that match there. And I'll send us over to the map room here as we get this situated. All right, we're up.
All right, so what we saw was kind of exactly what we expected to see, as the path that KDCM took from Charlie and from Bravo was pretty much, you really much else to do, but it's the timing, like you said, in which they chose to do these things that really screwed them over. That D6 area, they had been scouted from F4. I don't know if you guys were watching on the screen. I was observing the movements of the team to see if they were going to go the G4 side. And what happened was they got scouted early by the hunchies and the bushies pushing over into D5. And so with that many mechs in the field over there that early and no one else presenting, they said, we'll just consolidate our forces and we'll stop them here. And that's exactly what happened. And the people who are pushing up through Theta didn't have the time to collapse on them. And when the push came, they were already split and bled armor to the point where they weren't going to win unless somebody died quickly on CTFR side, which did not happen.
Yeah, additionally, we had the mislinks and the charger that ended up sneaking up around this side, trying to get that pinch, which is ultimately a good spot, right? You want to be... They are surrounded in this area, and it could have worked, but the two Vipers that were over here holding off that mislinks and that charger just stopped them pretty fast from being able to be comfortable and sit there and farm from that area. And there was a delay in the push out from this Charlie group as well. If they had gotten there sooner, we're able to capitalize on that. I think it would have been closer. I don't think it would have been a different story. I still think CTFR comes out on top of this one based on what I saw, but I think it wouldn't have been what was it, 5-2 there. I think it would have been down to probably 2 mechs left on CTFR point if that Charlie group had pushed in once that shift happened.
All right, for those of you who don't know the points again, if you're tuning in late or you're a little bit retarded, this is going to be a 3-point win for CTFR and a 1-point loss for KDCM.
Yes, yeah. So 3 points per win on this one, 1 point for a loss, 0 points for a forfeit. So that
Nobody called hold.
Nobody called. Yeah.
Nobody called hold. We're good.
All right. There's our lock from Team 1. All right. So looking at this, I think if we're looking at a KDCM push here, I think we're gonna probably see them look. Alpha Bravo would be my guess. Join up and push down the golf line would be my guess. CTFR again, I think probably going to try to scout that out. Maybe try to take Kappa, as it were.
I think that's exactly what they're going to do. I think what CTFR wants to do here is use fast mechs to cap Gamma, Sigma, and Kappa, or maybe just FC Kappa Gamma.
Yeah, I think it's going to be FC Gamma fight Kappa. Yeah.
I'll tell everybody in chat who's listening what CTFR has been working on as far as their gameplay when it comes to this sort of opposite side where they're not playing control. They're working on wolf packing. So what I expect to see here is light wolf pack play supported by heavier mechs.
Yeah. So like a light wolf pack to Kappa with some support.
Right. They're looking to pick somebody off too. They want to find the enemy light mechs, pick them off, and then play a cap game.
It seems
or
a very
if they can
calm
win
move there.
a brawl, pull them out into the open where their heavy mechs have lines on them too.
Yeah,
but
which is very strong strat, and that kind of mobility Wolfpack, I see a lot from teams that Kong is on, or Mech 414. So we'll see how that goes.
KDCM is almost fully ready here, and Shones is a very, very good player on their team. They lean on him as I would say one of their star players quite often, and he's such a reliable player when it comes to developing a strategy, knowing the mechs that go there, and then how to perform well in those mechs too. Having Shones in the Alpha Lance here on Team 2 shows that they trust him to get to Kappa and get out if anything goes wrong. And the rest of them look like they are preparing to play the same sort of game that CTFR played last time.
Yeah, I can see that. Get that Kappa, bring it in. Although they could be, again, that push, that's still a good setup there with the Bravo Charlie. Can push that Fox line, or try to set a trap on Theta maybe even. we'll see what they do. KDCM has the potential to do things other than push. They often don't, and I'm often disappointed in that. But they can, and they have in years past. I would love to see them stretch it out a little bit. All right, I guess we're just sitting here waiting for the lock.
There it is.
There it is. All right, let's.
Like the rule of thumb in gaming is the moment you talk about it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Or if someone gets up to go to the bathroom or something, it's time to load into the match.
Mm-hmm.
After 20 minutes of waiting for your faction match, someone gets up and all of a sudden you're in.
I've got my co-caster, my cat in my lap.
Very important. Now, does the cat have any predictions? It seems to be a trend here. Cats picking strats. Cats.
Oh no, unfortunately, my cat is not supernatural like Honey.
Ah,
My cat's
well,
just
enough.
a lazy piece of shit. She doesn't quite do much.
Let's see.
My boyfriend just turns around with his mouth agape like I just said something horrible.
How dare you imply that your cat is not supernatural?
Oh yeah, they're close. They're very close.
Let's see. Still waiting for. I wonder whose toaster is currently busy actually making toast.
Yeah, who's flying these ships? What? Come on.
Honestly,
drop the mechs.
No, it's fine. Listen, we should appreciate their ability to hover a dropship. Like that's got to take some skill with all air current shifting,
especially at that vector.
A volcano going off. Yeah, absolutely. These are some talented pilots right here. Not only that, the gunners on these ships impeccable. All right, here we go. I'm with. I don't know who I'm with. I'm with CTFR over here.
Okay, I am with KDCM.
Yeah, so it looks like we've got our Osiris Rifleman, Hunchback, basically the same deck, give or take. Swapped some Vipers on on end, but we've got Osiris Blackjack. I'm sorry, we've got a 1-axe and an arrow. What are we looking at here? Binary and a bunch of mediums on the 1-axe and the arrow with large X pulse and like machines. Over on the other side, the
wrong
Hunchy.
about KDCM, by the way. They are playing a very fast-paced deck. They have a bunch of blackjacks. They have a Phoenix Hawk. They have a Crusader 60. It looked like I didn't get a look at the Alpha lands. Let's see here. They're playing a Spider. This is going to be a fast-moving deck. They're going to use the Spider to cap and harass while the rest of the guys fight and brawl.
Yep. Who's going to the Phoenix Hawks going to Theta is an interesting touch. They're going to run into next comp. Man, someone used up their rename. Yeah,
That's Primo's, by the way.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. That tracks.
They
let's
have
see.
2 Phoenix Hawks fighting over Theta right now. Good job on securing that for a brawl deck too.
Wait a minute. That's a 4D. What's on the 4D? Laser boat. Okay. So yeah, here's a little bit of fight over Kappa.
Here.
Yeah,
it's
which
not
is
at all what I expected.
Gonna be tough. That rifleman with the large pulse out here in the water is gonna be a little limited on range. Nope, they're not pausing in that corner. They're pushing
out here too, and another rifleman. Yeah.
That Stormcrow lacerator beams again. It looks like. So
yeah,
that's
it's the same builds that they had in E5 last time.
Yep. And here comes Epic. Up to back after getting Kappa. So yeah, there's that Kappa grab by Team 1 as the brawl goes through the goat path. All strung out. That's not great for KDCM.
No, they have this whole angle here, this entire area here. They can all catch up to each other and then synchronize the push at the water here.
Oh, that's true. But if CTFR, it gives CTFR the chance to set up that receive. Right.
Yeah,
so
unfortunately, they kind of pulled the trigger too early on the cap over here, and it gave the CTFR team time to rotate. If you notice, they have their Hunchy over here rotated, beaming at them.
Yep. Now we got Shone going for a little distract here. It looks like. Yep. There's the distract and the push. Here comes that man. Shone's going down to 88% with something open there. Probably a leg, 82%, almost. Nope, there we go. Sean's just getting right out. Yep, got a little focus there, a little too static. Needed to be moving around a little more in that
Blackjack
spider.
got legged. They're just getting picked apart in the open by these long-range lasers.
It's stalled. They've moved ahead about 100 meters and are just unable to deal with it. So Joe is holding up. Sneck is pushing up into some cover here. These ones are going to hold on until the Phoenix Hawks can get around the flank, but this is an uphill battle. Actually, I think it's even literally an uphill battle.
Yeah,
let me get some perspective
it's more
here.
Downhill for KDCM.
Yeah, no,
in
that's
two
true.
ways.
Yeah. So yeah, they are. Yeah, that giveaway. Those Phoenix Hawks needed to slow their roll a little bit. Got caught out and gave CTFR a chance to see what was coming and set up the receive. Now they're getting out into the water. So if KDCM just like kind of plays this smart, could go send someone back for Theta, because they've got most of the map. CTFR now just tucked into a little corner here.
What they don't want to do is they don't want to get bunched up, even if they're up a player, because you can still win like a 5v7 or something like that.
Oh yeah.
If their legs are down but their guns are up, they can just shield their legs under cover, and there's a lot of great places for that here in this area where they're fighting. And
there goes Joe. Joe, I think, probably went down to an XL check. We've got Claw and Epic over here. Osiris versus Blackjack. Claw getting the worst of it though.
Oh,
Epic with that Osiris pick. Yep, and Way the Ferret's next on that block. Epic is just going on a rampage here. Jormungandr running away in the Blackjack into some fire. Epic is just
down goes Way.
Being an absolute menace. Epic versus Sneck now. Osiris versus Crusader. Sneck coming in here at 50%. Epic, I think, is probably going to solo him. Yeah, those legs.
Holy cow.
Look at the Epic, I think, MVP of this particular drop. Legged and still putting it out. Indian coming in with the Stormcrow again to close it out. But Epic, I think, had that. Epic just 3v1'd and came away alive. That's wild.
Lights OP, massive problem.
Wild. Impressive. All right, let's get.
I will grab the API real quick, or whatever it's called.
Let's see. Yeah, so this is a 7-0 sweep by CTFR. Great damage spread by then. Sean getting shut down with 2 damage. That's. I almost wonder if there was a disconnect there, because he was stationary for entirely too long for a spider. That was either weird play or some funky technical thing going on there, because there shouldn't have been 2 damage. He got held
there, and I think what happened is he got XL checked, and he was fighting somebody who was using pulses, so it's hard to peek into that when someone's just staring at you and all you have is a little tree to hide behind. And yes, sure, the spider has great armor quirks and has a great profile, but if you XL check it, it's going to drop just like any other mech, and it definitely runs XL.
Oh, yeah, it does, but it shouldn't have been so stationary is the thing. He was stable for entirely too long there for a late mech. So that's why I'm like, maybe there was a technical thing or something happened there. But we're moving on to Grim Plexus in the meantime.
So to keep up the score, everybody, that's 6 points for CTFR, 2 for KDCM.
All right, gotta get the timer going here.
If you want to look at the map again, we can kind of like look at the issue here with KDCM's push, because the problem with this was the Phoenix Hawks. The Phoenix Hawks kind of sold the bag here.
Yeah, we're up on the map screen.
We know that they moved this route here, and then they stopped here at Theta. Right, exactly, like that. But the problem was, once they went to the goat trail, as you call it, in F7, and tried to peek out F8, they should have just kept going. They should have kept going all the way around to Gamma. And if they had done that, they could be behind the enemy team while their team's marching up and gathering at the F7 corner to push Epsi. And then at that point, their team pushes and they hit him in the back. But instead, they sold the bag, hitting Epsi too early while their team was still pathing past Theta. When they had 3-legged mechs, KDCM was still pulling up with one of their Blackjacks because the Phoenix Hawks fucked them over so hard.
Yeah, the other option there is to not engage. They were absolutely trading and giving away what was going on. If they did not engage and held on to that, And actually they probably saw them going into Theta. I think it probably stems a bit the issue there being the whole team going through the goat path, right? Because they took time at Sigma and then they had to walk their hunchies all the way through the goat path. It was a single file line, and then they had to wait to group up. And I guarantee you that single file line was spotted going into the goat path. And where are you going to go? Right. So
Well,
not
we
only
can
were the Phoenix
speculate
Hawks
on that.
there. Well, yeah.
I don't necessarily think so, because CTFR was hanging out in the low ground of the satellite dish, and that doesn't have great vision unless you have somebody constantly scouting around that like weird fallen tree ramp area.
That's
I think it's over by F5, yeah, and
that's
like
true,
a
but they
little
weren't
bit to the east of it.
They weren't seen anywhere else. Is the other half of that. So they may not have been direct eyes, but the not having anything.
What they do know is
around
they
here,
weren't in the open for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Mhm. So I think the even if they did not see anybody walking, I think the fact that they weren't necessarily in that open ground, there wasn't a whole lot of contestation there, meant goat path, right? I think all signs point to goat path, whether you physically see it or you don't. And then the Phoenix Hawk basically confirmed it. And I think you're
their
right.
only saving grace for the push was if Shones didn't die and could keep harassing on that side, to let them believe that
Yep.
there was something over there and distracting them, while the Phoenix Hawks maybe got that angle I was hoping for, and could present enough mechs of a distraction while they had the other people catching up.
Yeah, that's the
Assuming
save.
they don't bleed too much armor, of course.
Yeah, no, that's the save. This push around, I think, is the move for the Phoenix Hawks, and they did eventually make it, right? But again, it was a little late.
Oh, way too late.
Way too
One
late.
of them was
Yep.
lagged. One of them was like
Yeah.
smoking all over the place. Yeah, it was.
If they got there early, actually, they could have drawn attention here while the push happened as well. It would have opened so many options to get that, essentially, that surround, right?
If they didn't fight on Epsi, they wouldn't have been so damaged that they couldn't have helped in the brawl later on.
100%.
They were stuck fighting against one mech on Epsi while their team was sitting on H7 and just shooting them over all the obstacles.
Yeah, absolutely. It was not the play. I think we're both in agreement for whatever the variation difference is. That was not the play.
Definitely not.
we
Phoenix Hawks needed to do better.
We should move on to Grim Plexus, though, thinking of the play while we're as our timer's running down. Ooh, speaking of which, I should give these guys their 1 minute warning in about 15 seconds here. But man, I like comp on Grim Plexus. It's so varied.
I'm not a fan of Grim Plexus.
I mean, that's fair. Not everybody can be a fan of the maps.
I think it's because
There's
I
our
play a
1
lot
minute.
of quick play, and
It's bad in
have a
quick
lot of
play.
dis-
Oh, it's
so
bad in quick play. Yeah, so
I have a lot of disdain for that map in quick play.
I think there's a good chance we see a fight. Ooh, that's not the right tool. I think there's a good chance we see a fight over in Kappa. Hang on, Team 1 locking now, starting timer for Team 2. I think there's a good chance we see an initial scrap on Kappa. KDCM in points past, like in CS last year in the early, they like to run sort of like almost a murder ball around the caps. Any cap can be a trap for KDCM on this map.
I like that. Any cap's a trap.
Yeah, because they will send 2-3, they'll tuck one in, you'll be like, oh, there's only one mech on Sigma, I'll go do that, and then bam, you're picked. Or there's no way they're running all people to Epsilon, right? And you're just no, they're there. They like to set the traps. Yeah.
Early game from KDCM is for them to have sight from E5 while they're pathing up and having like a wolf pack in the Alpha Lance Kappa and try to fight for it against the Charlie Lance of Team 1.
Yep.
But that E5 line is like really good on Kappa. I don't know if you've been up there. It's like a little high ground. It looks kind of peaks right perfectly into Kappa. If they've got like a Gauss bomb trader in there and whoever from Team 1 is fighting on Kappa, it's going to be brutal.
Oh yeah.
Because the Team 2 will win that fight. There's not very good lines for Team 1 to get there unless they're all the way on the outside of the map, and that doesn't help anybody. But the E5 position can path right up to look over and down on Theta.
Yeah, there's a lot of advantage that Team 2 has over it, but I mean, it is not insurmountable either. But we'll see how this one runs, because if we just go for a straight brawl, man, there's so many ways to receive it on this. I don't think KDCM pulls off a straight ball here. Not from their Team 2 side. Team 1 side maybe, but I think Team 2, there's just so many suboptimal paths. It's doable. I don't want to say it's not doable, having been on DPS a couple years back where we definitely did do some brawl pushes up here. But if they're smart about it, CTFR is smart about it, getting that scouting on, they'll see it and should be able to set up a firing line to receive it, just like they did the last match.
Yeah, like I said, CTFR has been working on a few things this season, and it's been wolfpacking and a proper control. So scouting and wolfpacking are very important to them in order to establish control over zones. And like I said, KDCM has always been good at finding the chink in someone's armor for as long as I could have known of them, about them, heard about them. So I kind of really expected KDCM to take more games here so far.
Oh,
I was
here
really
we
hoping,
go.
rooting for KDCM
Oh, here
to
we
take
go.
a game already.
Here we go. KDCM not brawling. Absolutely not. We've got a Ranker and a Warhammer 2 set up for long range trade. We've got some Marauder 2Cs here, large pulse medium. So there's some mediums and a pair of Vindicators rocking with binary laser cannon, a large laser, and ERM. Is that your build there? Is that a standard? Yeah, binary, large, and 3 ERMs. That's interesting. So yeah, KDCM coming in with a trade. Out time. Waiting seasons for this.
I kind of expected this with CTFR, but it appears as though they're running some control here.
Yeah, let's take a look. The Incubus with a pair of beam lasers. Yeah, beam lasers. CTFR really liking the beams. I didn't think they'd see a place in comp because it's a lot of stair time, but
You know that we really have to see that. Magic's gonna want to watch this.
Oh, gotcha. We got ER peeps on the Crusader, Corsair. Yeah, a lot of slow range walking around towards this gamma cap here, which is interesting. That's a lot
really
of weight to be on the outside of the map. That's interesting.
So
yeah,
who's their capper on CTFR now?
we've got a pair of Incubuses and a Spider. Is there a Flea out there too? No, Flea's on KDCM. Sorry.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's KCM.
Yeah, so we got B-roll here in the Spider, or 5V running the cap. So it's interesting that they've just given up the entire map. KDCM gonna take Theta now. No one went to Kappa, so they should send one of their Vindies to Kappa, but ultimately they don't know where CTFR, who is still on the outside of the map with their ranged traders, with what maybe the best sight line they have right here is 600 meters, which is just across the outside of the map where there's no one. KDCM just looking around. You can see them on the mini map. They're pointed every which way, just looking for an enemy.
They're waiting for nothing, though. You know, this reminds me of ISC with KDCM. Our strategy was a lot of capture something, like get 3 caps, and then force them to come to us by not letting them have caps. But the issue here is that, you know, all the easy to defend caps are on the right side of the map, and they all have pretty decently fast mechs, and like it's not going to take too long to rotate up or down towards Gamma or Sigma if their team is pushing one direction either.
Yeah,
if they have somebody sitting on the back of Epsy Hill, they can scout him too.
Yeah, this is... I see the line here, and I see the defensible position. Okay, I see where this is developed in here. It took me a while to get there, but yeah, this is a reaction. This is a make KDCM make the first move kind of a thing here. We've got a little bit of trading going on here. Sultan taking some shots, Indian taking some shots in that Crusader. Looks like they may have landed a bit.
Understands their position now, and that they have to push up.
Yep, and they are doing so. They are moving. Looks like they're going to split that Epsi Gamma side, which obviously is very well scouted at this point by CTFR, and they are. I'm looking at the facings. They're getting into position. They're not quite ready on the receive. They're getting up on this high ground here. Which I think ultimately gives up Gamma, and KDCM going to take Gamma. I don't know if they're going to force the push here while they're taking Gamma.
Though. They had to give up Gamma in order to get damage on the mechs that are trying to path there. It's fine if they lose it if they can take a mech's leg out.
Yeah, absolutely. CTFR with advantage. Looking at those beam lasers go with that Incubus. Crazy Joe here. There's the leg on Crazy Joe. Yep, just leaving that Incubus to beam laser. Yeah, this is where beam lasers are going to shine, right? Is when you are left alone like that.
Absolutely.
No one throwing anything back, making Arzak tuck into cover.
The Corsair is taking punishment from all these lasers and gauze.
Everyone's taking
KDCM
punishment.
push.
Look at it go. Next comp over here with some more beam lasers as they go. This is the place for them, folks. If you were wondering about beam lasers, that's it. Sultan going down, which puts them, I think all the weapons are still here for the most part on KDCM. This could be turning around here. SHD down to 75%.
It's looking pretty good for them.
414, there goes Ober, but we've got Sneck and Crazy Joe here in the red. 2 mechs on CTFR down. This is a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
This is really good. There's a lot of focus on KDCM side, and the twisting is great. Sneck is twisting his ass off too. Like, good job.
Yeah, SHD here.
Look at Yorm's health. They're so far down there, and they're still hanging on. Good job to Shones for taking
absolutely.
out Shad.
Let's take a look at Sneck here, as Sneck is probably going to go down. Sneck has have 2 large lasers, but as you said, twisting for his life and making it work. Yorm toasted all over as they're finally making those beam laser mechs have to twist, right? Which is where that effectiveness goes. And wow, KDCM push against CTFR shut down a bit. Indian up here in the Crusader just kind of getting a little bit of Pop-Tart in versus Claw. Let's take a look at how
these guys
doing.
know how to find the way in there. They know how to get up in your face. It's amazing how good they are at this.
That was focus fire right there, 100% by KDCM. They were tracked all the way in, lost a lot of armor, but their focus fire was just on point, taking those mechs down.
One thing that I can say is a distinct difference that my experience with both teams is in KDCM, focus fire was good. Focus fire was real good. Yep. Only individually did people start to like freak out and like jitter and anything like that whenever the pressure was on them. But in a group, in a brawl, these guys have great focus. They will absolutely take out the target that is called.
Yep. Now, that being said, caps are an issue at this point. It is 500 to not yet 400. I think if CTFR maintains a 2 cap here, they've got it. It'll be close, but I think all they need is 2. So Way of the Ferret here in the Flea, still pretty fresh. Claw in the Vindicator is legged. Probably going to work his way to hold Epsy. Sneck is halved, so not moving too fast in that Blood Asp. Yorm here, Cord, but still healthy and shown as well in the Vindicator. So there's possibility here for KDCM to close that gap. But they need to get moving here. So looks like they're getting Epsy right now. They're gonna get Theta. Next comp gonna get pounced on here.
I think their best bet to win this would be to have somebody just waiting at Gamma for the Spider to show up, because Barrel's been in this position plenty of times. He knows that like after a certain point, once Brawl has happened, his only job is to leave.
Yep.
He leaves and he does not get caught, and he will leave and he'll stay out there as long as he possibly can, just capping and being annoying, stopping you from capping, because that is his sole job. He knows that that's what he's. I've seen him do it plenty of times now in scrims. He's not going to sit there and engage them, so they really need to find a place to find and lock him down.
They don't really have enough mechs. They need to. Is it 4? It's going to be real close. I don't think 1 cap's going to quite do it for CTFR though. And Ferret is about to take Kappa here pretty quickly. So if
he's skilled into the capping, then he can just flip these really easily. Yeah, he is. It's just so insanely fast.
Oh, absolutely. That 5V is wild. But they should be, KDCM should be able to take maybe Sigma here fairly quickly. Maybe not.
I think that CTFR knew they were going to play this sort of game, and that it might come down to this with KDCM, because they also have an Incubus 5, which is another cap mech. They brought an Incubus 2 as well, which is for more long-range trading, and I think that their plan was to use 2 cap mechs to run the late game if they're, in a trouble.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That is what's happening, and we've got Beryl here. As you were saying, we might get a fight here. Let's see what we got.
We might.
Sean versus Beryl.
He sees him. He's going for him.
Yeah, he needs to go for the cap. Sean needs to go for cap.
Is the important thing.
Yep, there he goes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I said, Shones is like one of their great players. He's a very intelligent player, so he knows that even though Barrel's there, if Barrel doesn't come to him, he can't do anything about it. The only thing he really can affect is getting the cap to try to stop them from losing.
Yeah. Now Ferret needs to go to Kappa. Barrett needs to burn for Kappa and not worry about Gamma here, because that is where B-roll is going to go.
I think it's too late now.
Yeah, well, it is. Yeah, there's the point. It was very close.
Cap in time.
Yeah, they needed more time on Sigma there. Well played, CTFR, on that one. Coming down to caps, even with the KDCM fight.
That was a really, really good push by them too. But with a team that expects to run into a push like that, they might always, know that, hey, there's going to be a point where our lights are going to have to peel off and secure the game-winning condition for us.
Yeah,
if we don't win the brawl, that's the fallback plan, and it works.
Absolutely. And Barrel there, 31 damage, but we don't look at damage to see who the heroes are, because he's got almost 2 minutes of cap time. And that's in a spider that caps so fast.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Could you cape bolt on? We need a cape bolt on for the spiders here. Looking at damage, Jormungandr with 873 damage. That's wild. Arzak, the one that we just saw with the beam laser, just basically focused 573 in the Incubus. Also, well, actually, what, about 200 points ahead of 250-ish above everybody else? Now 200 even. That's where we're sitting on that one. So well done on that one. On both teams. That's a match to watch there. That's a good one, because you've got a good push and a good cap.
Is they use like all that natural like cover, and like I would call it like a fort, like that natural like line of fort there that CTFR was using to segregate them and provide this area of like clean lines and everything like that. But they let KDCM just kind of like walk up, and they had plenty of people that could have like fanned out around the entrance of this and like stopped the push, right? But they were spread way out. They were spread, and then just allowed them to walk up, and then as they were spread out, they lost their sight lines on KDCM in the brawl. So that wall that they used to segregate them became their own enemy while KDCM is sitting there farming them. That was such a great play by KDCM.
Yeah, no, the push. Oh man, it's look at that for push, and look at that for when things go wrong and how you cap, because that match had it all. That match had it all, quite frankly.
It really did, yeah. It reminds me of Artillery Hamster capping the far left cap on Polar and CS.
Oh man, yeah, those outside caps.
That was so good. That was so good.
Yeah, and then some of those light fights. I forget who Bowser. It was Bowser and someone else fighting around a cap on Polar there. That was.
Was it Dario?
I think it might have been. Yeah, there was just this outside light fight that was really just a game decider. And like all this stuff was going on the same, but these two lights, that's where it was. It's always fun.
You love to see those knife fights, because it's like, oh, they're both coming out of this fucked up. So it's great to see like who is really focusing the components and has like the intuitive aim to know where, like if they're in a fight against a light, like where should I be aiming, like how much should I lead so I can take out their leg or their side torso. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. Checking up on the chat. Yeah, we have some foresight here. Looks like Iron Wolfpack calling CTFR throw. I don't know if that's a throw, but they did win it on caps. They took out enough of the fast-ish mechs, some mechs that really just sort of prevented KDCM from really moving, right? So having that Rancor bring that down to what, 30 or 40 kph, I forget what the half speed on that is, but it ain't good. It's real low.
Yeah,
it's real low.
And then one of the Vindicators
right,
was legged as well. Yeah, it was.
His initial assessment is like, wow, they let KDCM walk up there. That's a throw, and it absolutely was, and it cost them a lot of players.
Yep.
But they did have that secondary win condition to fall back on, as the players saw.
Which is important. If you're going to brawl, have that, have your cappers ready. I know there's a lot of pressure to throw down, especially as a light pilot. It is important for you to be in the fight. Don't get me wrong. But light pilots also have that dual responsibility of, they are also the cappers, right? So you need to balance being in that fight and going for caps. And that's what makes some of the best light pilots in this game, is when things go wrong, and they very well may, you got to turn around, leave them to the wolves. They'll do the best. They'll leg everybody so that you can go do your cap thing. Right. That is, I think, is probably the number one decider on a light pilot. Lights that can fight, excellent. Lights that can fight and cap, that's where you've got your prime players.
There you go. You can be a Stimrog and you can just win every 1v1. Or you can be barrel or artillery hamster and you can hold it down.
Yep. 100%. All right, let's see here. We are coming up on... I'll give them a less than 2-minute warning because I missed the 2 minutes on the timer there. Right, KDCM should be. Oh, we haven't been flopping. Have you been switching the overlay here?
Oh crap! I forgot.
No. Damn it.
All right. So for those of you who are gonna grill us about that, that's my fault. I forgot to swap it. This is my second cast, and I told him I would, and I forgot to.
It's all good. We'll make it work. All right. There's team 1 locked.
Excellent. But we are also at 9 points for CTFR and 3 for KDCM.
Yep, which puts them tied for, well, by points, tied for second place. I'm not sure where the rest of the tiebreakers go.
They could lose these 2 next ones, and I think they are in second place.
Where are the tiebreakers? It's Wolf Inc. who did, well, no, because it's wins. They'll tie on wins, right? Yeah, because that'll be a 4. It'll be a tie on wins, and then it'll go to the head-on-head. Yeah, that'll be second place, putting Wolf in 3rd and Fjord in 4th. If they do not win these next 2. But the way they've been playing, I think, I don't know, KDCM is starting to come back. I think a 4-1. I think a 4-1 at the end of this. That's my thought.
So the pregame for CTFR was 5-0 or nothing. Like, they're going big. They intend to shut out KDCM. Now, this is my team that I'm playing for this season, right? But I kind of hope KDCM gets in there.
That's right. If those of you who might be calling bias, this is in fact anti-bias. We want the drama. All right, there's our lock. Here we go. Drop 4. This could be for the division winner. We will see.
It could be if CTFR keeps the same energy. But if they did what they did against Wolfie, where they throw the last set of games, well, they'll pay the price.
All right, let's see.
Celicus has reminded us we didn't draw dicks on the map yet.
It's okay. We might still get Vitric. There's time. There's time.
Yeah.
As Jormungandr said yesterday, it's bismuth time. As we're loading the Grimplexes here. Bowser and Stim. Yeah, Brower coming in. That might have been an EQ Abens. Yeah, talking about that fight. It was a great fight.
Yeah.
Yep.
I tend to think about Daria in those situations too, because like when I think about extremely good light pilots, like there's very few that come up in my mind, and I'm just like, well, there's one of them. It might have been him.
Yep. Let's see. There we go. Now we're loading in, and I don't. Where am I on this map?
You should
right
start
in the
south.
middle. Right in the middle. I should start. I'll go and start south. KDCM looking like we got our Incubus Capper, a longbow, with some lasers there and some chargers. So I don't know if this is going to be. I think this might be like a slow push kind of strat. Establish some binary laser chargers, large pulse, mediums and smalls. Incubus. Actually, are we running beam lasers?
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
On the other side, we
SRM's on the
have
5.
3 big traders: Annihilator, Marauder 2, Stone Rhino, another Spider, and then a wolf pack of Arctic cheetahs.
That's ooh, that is a spicy wolf pack right there. That could be trouble, honestly, for this KDCM deck. It looks like they're gonna start out by trading, maybe push up, get into that mid-range laser vomit, and try to hold caps down. Whew.
Oh, here comes the
spiders.
KDCM push up towards the gas station. They're gonna spot the CTFR on the hill right now.
Yep, and CTFR with those beams on those Arctic wolves just kind of holding it down. just
This is
punishing
not
anything
where
they
the
come
article's
across.
going to be. Wait a second,
No.
they're beamers.
Yeah, they're beamers.
They're not SRMs.
No,
they're
no, no, no. This is the 2, not the 1. Yeah.
I didn't get a good look.
But yeah, it's interesting that they went beam. I figured they would be something a little more fighty, but yeah, beams
This
and
is
SRMs.
such a great a map for this. You're right, like, and they're really fast too.
Yeah, well, they do have some SRMs, but they've got the 2 beams there for the range. Yeah, this is pretty ideal, and they are running Shown down. Here we go, B-roll on this as well. Arzok, Epic, just running them down on the cap here. Now, are the CTFR well, half of them are out. Sean needs to get back to friendlies here. He's almost there.
Yeah, he does.
There we go.
He's
okay.
no stranger to this, though. He knows how to get people to bait out and like draw them into the team. Like he's doing a good job.
Yep. And the fire's coming down. It's not a whole lot of damage. And I think well, actually, B-roll coming down to 73%. Where is that damage? That determines how messed up that is. It looks like that's where the focus was. Get that cap spider down. Little rough on the R's or on the legs. So I think that's probably about an even trade, give or take. And here comes KDCM pushing up.
Big boys are still not in place to do anything. I'm not sure what they're doing, but
this is costing them so much armor right now.
High.
Yep.
They need to be in a position to do something. And this is like Iron Wolfpack said, they're throwing right now. This is a throw. They should have been doing something with these mechs instead of walking around the map doing nothing.
Oh, I'm on a lobby cast. Damn it. Sorry, guys. We're back.
KDCM has capitalized on everything that's been happening so far to these Arctic cheetahs. They've drawn them out in the open, and now they have to lose all their position because the big mechs weren't in an area to establish control of the map.
Yeah, absolutely. And KDCM saw that and is just like, a bet. We'll take it. And they're going to take, this is going to be a fight over Epsi, which I would not have expected, quite frankly. But that's where we are.
Here.
Oh, it's great. Don't get me wrong. I just not expected because there's usually other spots. Yeah.
Binary chargers coming out just to melt everything in their way.
Yep.
They're running you down, and they're running you down with big guns.
Not only that, they're going to do it with a 5 cap.
Yes, sir.
Oh, no, never mind. CTFR got probably barrel over to Gamma. But yeah, there's Epic. Arzok probably next on the block at 58%. But Ober is overextended. That is an overextended charger. And they're making him pay. Yeah, as they should. Good
for CTFR, yeah. He pushed up way ahead, and his team was not ready for it. I think he was
and he just got shot in the back? There might be some friendly fire there. That's rough. Nowhere to be. Yeah. Yeah, oh, absolutely. That's he's Over is moving to recover here.
This was a good play by CTFR. They have pulled everyone back into their firing line with all their assault mechs.
Well, they did. KDCM though notices that, pulls back, and now CTFR is just sort of in this corner while a 4 cap happens.
KDCM has like people pulled off to the sides, like scouting on the side here. Like Jones has been so active. Look at their team is doing so good with the caps. He's been all over the place. He's been brawling. He's been harassing, skirmishing. He's scouting the left side. He knows where their team's moving. He's reporting it back to their team, and their team is already rotating to find the next person.
All right, and yeah, shown back here on Theta prevents the tick over. But CTFR also sends someone out to Sigma as well as Katie. Ooh,
down.
There goes that 5V. That's
big. Off of him quick, really quick.
Yeah. What are we running? Yeah, SRMs, small pulse, and heavy machine guns on that Inc. 5. Way the fair helping us.
Yeah, it's a big boy. No, it's the Inc. 5.
Yeah, it's the 5. It's not the Saber, but yeah, there goes Ober, paying for those mistakes. I think that probably went through the CT. We'll take a look at that. Yep. Crazy Joe pushing forward in the longbow, another overextension. There's not a whole lot here. Unless he's covering Epsi. He's going to be covering Epsi.
They probably are covering Epsi. They know that they have to stop them in some way from regaining caps. And CTFR knows they're in a cap game now.
Oh yeah, hard. It's 500 to what, 250 maybe? 230? No, 230. That number is not moving.
Yeah, they lost their cap mech too.
Yeah, well, they had a mech on Sigma. You just didn't finish it off.
Oh, the Chargers that took a lot of punishment early on, they just lost one of them. Sneck died.
Yep, Sneck's going to go down. They just need to hold. CTFR now going for Epsilon. Oh yeah, no, we're looking at Epsilon. Kind of trying to decap, but that's just not going to happen. So it's going to be up to who is their capper right now. This Arctic Wolf next comp trying to do some cap cleanup, but Jormungandr right here in the longbow is gonna say, hey, I bet someone's coming on, coming up to Theta now, so we're not having that.
It's kind of disappointing to look at, like, KDCM backing off, and as they back off, they don't even smoke like the zones to stop them. Like, if you're backing off of a zone and you know you're going to lose control, you should be throwing an airstrike on it or an artillery strike, preferably. That way, and not a skilled one, one that has like a wide range of hits. That way you can ensure that people are going to get hit and it's going to stop the cap as long as possible. That's true. Crazy Joe goes down as well. So this is turning on mechs, but it's far too late. I think they did the calculation, and quite frankly, a 3-1 for a while is not going to be a big deal. They definitely pull this out with a 3 cap, and they're going to take out next comp as well. So they're going to hold on to Theta. So it's 3-on-1 for the next, probably 30 seconds ago or now. Yeah, but even though they didn't strike, it's just a little too late. And like we said earlier on, there's a lot of nothing happening with the assaults. Yep. So KDCM got to just walk across the map for free. Yep, and here comes Sean. Sean is going to go and cap Sigma, making it a 4-1 cap. Just to close it out. I don't even think he'll get there before it ends. Well played, KDCM. Just stuffed CTFR in a corner. Ultimately is what happened, and didn't push. Took a game off them. And folks, that's something to look at too. You can start a push. You don't have to follow through. Everyone has to follow through or not. That's important. But as a team, you don't have to follow all the way through to that push. You can, if you push them off a point, that's good enough. As we see there with KDCM just taking CTFR, pushing them off a point, pushing them into a corner of the map, and then hanging out and enjoying their 4 cap. I like when you see low damage numbers in these games, because you can really see like their initiative was capping and not just killing mechs. And ones with high damage, like you can expect that those people are trying to play control, because they're trying to sit in one spot and like look at people and just shoot them as they walk across their screen. SHD2 in that Marauder. Sorry to jump in. 750. No, I'm just seeing that number. That's monstrous. That's wild. Well done. Even though it took him so long to get there, if you saw where he was, that corner where all their heavies were, he was on the right side corner shooting everybody and had like the best lines on him as they were moving up. So his damage is a result of good positioning. Okay, so hang on. I think I may have come in. Let me double check. So it is now CTFR 6 points bans. For KDCM. Okay. So CTFR is banning Hibernal. Choice or ban. We'll see what KDCM is banning. Can you make sure our score is correct as well? Okay, they KDCM banning Polar, so Vitric it is. No way. Well, Celicus, you asked for it. It's gonna happen. All right, so CTFR team 2. All right, so map switched. No side switch. Team 1, 5 minutes. Let's go. Final match. Remember, 10 points CTFR and 6 points KDCM. Well, you know what? I wasn't thinking about the loss point when I was looking at those victories. Is that gonna put them over? Right, because 3 puts them at 53. 1 more is 54. So yeah, they need. Yeah, if they lose this, they are tied for first on that, and then they'll win on record. So yeah, they should just win it. Yeah, I mean they should just win it. Don't get me wrong, but I mean let's be honest about what the stakes are here. If they win, they're very secure in there. I forgot about those loss points. Yeah, that'll put them tied for first points wise. And they will have a 4-1 record as of right now, which would put them ahead of the 3-2 of Clan Crossfire. So yeah, that is division winner right now. What I experience with CTFR is like if they take a huge L, it does affect the team. And Wolf Inc. is a great example of how like it wasn't just that they're insanely good and came back from losing 0-2 to win 3-2. It was CTFR allowed it to happen, and it could have been entirely possible in the fight against KDCM that they might have taken the first 2 matches and just, got in their feels or whatever and allowed KDCM to win. I'm grateful that they didn't because I'm on the team, but I kind of was hoping for like a more tooth and nail, like back and forth, even though like, sure, I want my team to place well.
And there is something to that, right? That morale is very important. Some teams have the tenacity to come back, and some teams struggle with that. And that's just it's part of the metagame that you can play too, because you always want to put your strongest foot forward first, because if you can get that other team off balance, it only works in your position. And to your point, Wolf, they hang on, they keep going. There's some very talented players there, and they keep everyone pushing through. And it's great.
They're like half a team of Div A and Div B players, and then like a bunch of Div D and below players, and they're contending for first place. That's crazy. They're taught all these extra players how to be good and how to respond to higher level players, and look at where they are. You really have to appreciate like Direwolf for making a team like that really is designed to train up and develop strong pilots like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is an asset to the community. And there's a lot of community folks that are engaged in various ways. Like I'm a strong promoter for casters. Hey, folks out there, if you ever want to cast, hit me up. We'll get you in there. Build this casting team. Build these rosters. I know Dire is very much on the side of building rosters, getting more people into the games. Even those lower divs, we like to talk, get more people in this community and we will see better matches. And I think that has been the case. I think most, if not all of the divisions right now are very close, which says something to the amount of people that we have to make it that close, and the organization from the top as well, right? Mm-hmm. So more people, more involvement. You want to get in on a casting team. If you want to submit a tournament, you can do that, and get it on the tournament admin side. There are opportunities within this community, and I encourage everyone out there to take advantage of that and get in on it. Team 1 locked. We are now moving on to Team 2. For their 5 minutes, see what they want to do. So we've got Alpha Charlie here. We'll scoot on over the map room for you. So you can do your
let's
thing.
go to the map real quick. I mean, I'm just gonna assume how they're gonna do this. I remember KDCM was very, very, very on top of you about scouting on this map, and even DSF was very, very on top about scouting. So I feel like scouting is probably the most important thing you can do on Vitric. Now let's depict what scouting should look like to people on the map. So if you're a light pilot, you probably want to, go out here or something, and then maybe like go around here and like scout around here, kind of get like a good angle. Maybe sometimes you would come back and like circle around here, and they're on the back side, and maybe circle, even just I'll do a whole circle, like that maybe, and then stop right there.
That has details. So that is a great scouting line. Might I propose some alternate things that I've seen here now?
Please.
From Team 1, we do have, if you're looking at approaches for the rest of the team, sure, you could go up the center. We've seen that one a lot, but what I've seen a bunch of teams do is they'll actually kind of go up the side here. And they could go down the south side, but also just straight up the top side here. And some of them even wrap around the back. I'll leave that one to your imaginations, though, while the skirmish happens sort of on either the north or south side. Obviously, north side, a little better for that. So honestly, there is also a nice, in all seriousness, there is a good push strat. Which side is, I think, is left side from Team 1. You come down to this ramp, and you can hop up here as well. So if you've got those jump capable mechs, we saw KDCM do it last year.
It's from the opposite side, actually.
Is it the opposite side?
You can go both ways.
You can go both ways, yeah. As previously drawn, even because you get your brawlers up there, and they're just in the traders. There's enough cover here that you can work around. You can do that again, both sides. This map not entirely symmetrical, but for the most part, it is. Speaking of symmetrical, both teams locked Although CTFR with an interesting, I'm going to go to lobby here real quick so you can see these. They got someone in Bravo, which is an interesting choice. I wonder what they're going to do with Sultan there, but they are locked and we are on our way.
He's probably going to run under to Theta, the lead path of least resistance. Doesn't want to bump into friends. Doesn't want to hurt anyone's legs.
It is, but there's a wall there. Right? There's a wall there that you have to come around the outside to. It's still the fastest does it work
path
out?
for him
Okay.
to run straight through and then curve around to Theta and then throw up a UAV and try to get the cap or fight for anybody on the cap without giving up his life or bleeding too much armor. But what you can really expect from teams is that in addition to lights, they're going to have traders up in areas to support holding one side of a map or to prevent people from moving past a certain point of the map. Like you saw Lermgod in the Div A game against DSC yesterday, I believe it was. He got up there and it blew people's minds, but it's not the first time people have been up there. It's actually pretty common, and you should probably expect to see people getting up there who are watching these tournaments and learning from it.
Oh, absolutely.
And a lot of these comp players are learning those things from those div up players, higher div than them, and they're going to apply it to their decks in the future. It's possible you'll see that because it just happened.
All right, let's see what we got. We've got Vipers. We have ourselves a Hellspawn over here, some SRMs from Epict. Mark 1 from Azrak, so that's Gauss and Large. Stone Rhino 1 with that Gauss and Large. Only one large laser, that's interesting. I got Highlander running ER Peeps and Light Gauss. So yeah, we've got a bunch of trade here from CTFR with a little bit of upfront tonnage is what we're looking at.
It looks like I was wrong about Sultan, by the way, in Bravo. He's running the Highlander. So he might be trying to get up on the Spire where EQ won Worlds last year.
And that is exactly what's happening. With those jumps, you could just jump right up. There's no need for the ramp. Oh, yeah. So that's with that 200% jump. Yeah, that's
those boys
wild.
have uppies.
So much fun.
The problem is if he's up here presenting alone and he's too fat for the cover, whatever. He can get any shots off. If he just gets focused too much, then he'll have bled armor for no reason at all.
And he is getting struck right now as well. And they did push him down.
Yeah, unfortunate.
He might try to hop back up there in a second, but yeah, pull down. We've got Sneck and the Marauder holding down their left flank here with the Ultra AC 5s and 2s. Epic just looking at this ramp, waiting for someone to try it.
I think we can expect a push soon from KDCM.
Yeah, and here we've got a fight underneath. Way of the Ferret with Claw. Crazy Joe getting some shots in. And Epic is running away. Very well done.
Oh, I guess they're not trying to hold.
Yeah. All right, so here's KDCM with the 3 cap.
I think the issue here on Vidric is using these Marauder Alphas instead of using Night Stars. The arm mounts on these are just so low, and
they're so low. Yeah, here we'll watch Sneck.
Sure, they're pretty heavily armored. They're beefcake, but they can be pop-tarted pretty easily. They don't have good peaks. This is not the. If you were going to do a slow dock push, sure, it'd be fine. But if you're peeking over like this, you needed to have something with higher mounts.
Yeah, if Sultan wasn't on top there, I'm trying to get a view of Sneck here. Ooh, we've got some laser fire over here on the right. What's happening here? Huntsman and a Hellfire. Hang on, do I have that right? No, these are Hell Spawns. That's what I'm looking at. Hell Spawns over here trying to get some shots. Do they have anything large? No, these are pure brawlers here. These 9Fs, so they didn't bring any range, so that was just free damage for Yorm. That being said, CTFR still very fresh. KDCM
CTFR is doing
armor.
A good job. Yeah, well, CTFR is not peeking and taking stupid peeks no offense, like KDCM is. KDCM's peeking with low arm mounts into they're taking damage before they can do damage. Yep. So I don't understand why they're doing that. Those are receive, that's a receive deck. They're playing everything in a receive fashion here, preparing to jump on somebody who either overextends or when their whole team pushes. But they've bled armor on all their big mechs, so when it comes down to a push, they can just take out those big mechs real quick.
Sultan fell off there, but yeah, Sultan was just laying into Sneck. There's not really any place that Sneck can go. I think Sneck just dodged that artillery, maybe. I didn't see his percentage go down. But yeah, that being said, KDCM doesn't, like you said, they're taking trades and they don't have to. I think they were just mostly trying to push Sultan down. So he didn't have the angles. And here comes next comp in the Viper getting around onto the cap. Oh, and getting
This was
out.
a good move by them.
Yep. Oh, they saw Ferret, triggered the trap, calling Ferret away. Sultan getting some excellent back shots. I don't know if there was scouting that said, "Hey, you got a Viper coming, get out," or whether that was the entirety of the move. We'll see.
I think the point of what they did there on that north side on Kappa was to draw attention away from Sultan, so Sultan can actually provide the control that they don't have right now.
Oh no, Sultan pulls down the front. Oh, this could be bad if KDCM realizes what just happened. No, but they're not. They're not. They're focused on Indian. Sultan gets away. And actually maintains
look
position.
At the score. Like KDCM doesn't have to do anything. Like I said earlier, this is how KDCM will play their strategy. They have control over caps right now. They don't have to do anything. They know this. They're telling themselves, we're gonna sit right here. We're gonna let them do their thing. We'll respond accordingly, as they have with Kappa, and we're gonna hold it down. And when they get close enough, we're gonna kill them.
Oh, absolutely. I don't disagree. But there was an opportunity there potentially to get Sultan out. If they had seen it, because he dropped down in front and has to sort of cross that open ground. He's got escape routes at this point as well. But I'm looking at Crazy Joe here in the Summoner, almost halved. They are continuing to bleed that armor and trying to figure stuff out here. Next comp coming up in the Viper is going to take that half.
Unfortunately, even if he's bleeding, he's still not dead, so they can't, you know.
It does
They can't
keep
just
the
take his
Summoner a
guns
bit
out if
though.
you didn't
But
kill
yeah.
him. He's still a full set of guns.
No, he lost some.
Oh, did he? He lost half of his?
Yeah, roughly half on that build. Yeah.
I mean,
assuming there's not too much variation. All right, here's the push. CTFR getting more aggressive, getting more forward. They've bled KDCM a bunch, and it is getting critical on caps. It's not there yet. Small map.
there comes the collapse. That's what we were expecting from KDCM. They're like, oh, you're on our property. Not anymore.
There goes
Get him
Indian.
out.
Indian is out. Arshak is catching some heat from Sneck there. Indian Joe still at half. And
It
throw it out.
seems-
Sneck down.
Yeah, CTFR has made
Crazy
the play.
Joe's going to
Just
go
push
down
up.
as well. Yep. But there's still a lot of KDCM down below. Oh, Crazy Joe's going to get out. Nope, he's gonna counter this. That's not going to end well. One touch.
Taking the low ground is not where they want to be as the pushes come in. They want to stop the push.
I mean, that being said, they hold it on Theta, right? The idea is to not let them take Theta. And they did
don't
lose
think
it.
they can stop it. Maybe.
They
I
have
don't
to
know.
stop it for long enough, right? Because we're almost at 600 here with the
That
3 cap.
summoner survived way too long.
Yeah, absolutely. Way the Ferret, if he's not legged, he needs to get out and do something. He's looking a little slow. He's halved. But that's their capper. He needs to pull back and cap because they've got a tremendous advantage on caps right now.
Oh, look at that. Sultan
But he's
drops
sticking
behind
around.
and he kind of screws himself by like getting all the SRMs in his face.
Yep. Way the Ferret getting in the meat, trying to take out Arshak. I assume that's how that's
I
pronounced.
think they're going to be able to pull this out. They're going to manage to get this.
Ooh, no, that was the capper. Ferret needed a hold back. Ober's the last one. Yeah, this is gonna flip. There's enough mechs.
So close.
Yep. This one is going CTFR, KDCM.
What a good play by KDCM. They had such good control early game, and they did a great job of keeping Sultan off the tower up there.
Yep. Honestly, I think Ferret, if he pulled back instead of remaining for that fight, just pull back to Epsilon or Gamma,
Yeah.
honestly, or
They bled,
both
like you
eventually.
said, they bled too much armor, and like they were peeking for no reason, really. Like,
there was
They're
that.
just peeking for no reason.
But Ferret was in that fight to the last. Like he should have. We talked about earlier when you make that switch to capping, like Beryl did. That was Ferret's job. Even though he was halved, he was the fastest one there. Just had to hold it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need a flip cap. Well, no, they got plenty of time. They've got like 40 seconds. Yeah. Shoot, get it, Arshak. Get it. You tell it. But yeah, this will flip Kappa, and that's gonna be CTFR with a 4-1.
That's crazy. 13 points. Just one more than they need. It is marginal victory, like we talked about early on before the set started. It doesn't take much to, take the victory here if they get there. It's a very small difference in the players, and like super close. Wolfie was really good. all their players are good. All of KDCM is super good. They had great players. There's a lot of Div A players in that team. There's some lower Div players in the team, but it's kind of the same thing. Like, KDCM's known for having these lower Div pilots and sharing their higher Div pilots with those pilots on other teams to train them up and help them develop. So it's like a lot of really close teams because there's a lot of skill spread out, and I felt like this is probably the most fun I've had in comp so far.
Yeah, this was an entertaining comp to be in for sure. I like the format, although, you know, all the very strictness of the rules, which quite frankly was brought up by players insisting that they be addressed, but that is how it goes. The rules are rules. But despite that, it was a very fun tournament format. Would like to see it again in the future. Looking at the damages real quick, Claw here 710 for KDCM. That's absolutely monstrous in that catapult, out damaging the assaults. 655 from Mech 414 as well, the high on CTFR. But well played, both teams. Love to see it. Thank you, Kaylee, for co-casting on this. Delight as always.
Happy to be here. Requested by my own team.
Well, that happens.
They're like, you're not playing this week, Kaylee. You're dog shit. Can you just cast instead?
Oof.
No, not actually.
Is that how I ended up here?
Like
all my teams are like, oh man, you're crap. Go put your effort into casting. I see how it is.
They're like, hey, can you go warm the bench over there for us? Yeah. Sure.
All right. But with that, we're going to wrap it. CTFR takes group 2. Well done. And we'll be looking forward to Tournament of Stars. There's some, actually, are there more casts? This is Sunday. Let me see what's coming up here. Upcoming matches. We've got the Raptor Towns versus EU Dragoons. Actually, they're probably wrapping their play in right now. Coming up, Dirty Socks and Coyote, Team Optic, and Esquadron Suicide. I assume, again, my pronunciation be bad. But yeah, those are the last 3 matches. So we are wrapping up this tournament.
That's right. Stay tuned. Don't miss them. Because if they're getting casted, you're missing out.
And if you do miss them, don't worry, because Tournament of Stars coming up. 5v5 clans only. Those rules are being finalized as we speak. So I hope to see you all in the future. Oh, go ahead. Yeah,
let me just caveat to what you're saying earlier about casting. Like, I'm new to casting, and so I've had the easiest time casting, getting into it and learning from Ivor. There's a lot of great main casters that we can learn for as we co-cast alongside of them. If you're not familiar with streaming or anything like that, you don't have to be a streamer. You don't have to be familiar with streaming. They're willing to teach you and provide all the tools you need to be a part of this. If you want to be a part of it, if you want to do more for the community, just ask. They need the help. Yeah. And honestly, even if we get to a point where we don't need the help because we have an excess of casters, heck, that just means people get to take breaks. Good problems to have. Yeah, poor Luscious just taking on every single cast pretty much, just carrying hard this year on the streaming. Yeah. You don't have to go that hard, even if you just cast 1 or 2. It's good, but yeah, thanks to everybody for being here. Thanks KDCM, thanks CTFR, thank you Ivor. Yeah, thank you. And with that, we'll go ahead and end the stream. Have fun, everybody. Go happy hunting, and we'll see you back for TOS.
Let's play this game.
I need another heavy. I've got TB and a quick draw.
I want to get fairly tight to it. Now, anybody who's going to be working range, I'm going to need you to fade right on this. If anybody's running short, is going to stay towards the top of the call there if we're going to come out.
I have you in the Griff. Griffin.
Sounds good.
Well, that's the thing. We got to get to brawling range, so I may be moving us right up to the hoop if we have to.
Wolverine nach Charlie 4.
It's fine, chill the out, man. It's fine, it's just a 5-starter.
Warum Leute reden miteinander?
15 seconds. Yeah, exactly. Don't die. Guys, 15 seconds, don't die. Guys. 3, 2, 1.
Charlie Dar, CT, yellow.
Okay, go to Charlie, see if we can get it there. To your left, there's a... Sorry, shit. So, jetzt guys, hinter die Indie-Pocken.
Mediums be prepared to pull back E40 towards the E5 border. On my mark.
Left side, come on! Like now, I need strikes on OP barrel. Wire are strikes up.
Die Hauptgruppe rechts, Uferlinie.
They have 3 mechs sitting on the left side when you pass over.
Overheating is bad.
Both legs on the Griffin. Hit the Griffin.
Sorry about that. That was such a
That's right. I'm gonna spawn Lance, you guys in Charlie. Lance, you guys in Bravo. That's B2C1.
This third job is 2 lights, 2 mediums, 2 heavies, 2 assaults.
Jetzt in die Breite, zieht euch in die Breite.
Lights, watch our backs. We're gonna about base and take up position in Bravo 6.
Ja, kurze Aufschaltung Delta 4, 3 Stück, 2 Mediums, ein Light, wie ich es richtig gesehen habe.
Make a firing line.
C4 Tactical Hill, boys.
Fox.
Laufen unter ECM, haben 2 durchlaufen, 10 Bravo 4.
And get ready to hit people coming from our right.
Charlie on the left, Charlie, a Hellbringer on the left.
Okay, let's group up towards the left. We're gonna press through Bravo 3 to Bravo 4. I think they're kind of spread out.
Check yourselves. Make sure you've got, UAV cool shot.
Hey, here they come. They're pushing hard, guys.
Decro. Tez on.
Go. Oh, got a contact here, Bravo 3.
Nice, Marshall. I'm on Delta Griffin.
Well, you cross it then. Get in their face. They got a highlighter. They just push up on Theta. We need help on Theta. Up on Theta.
Yep, that's the noise. Go. Let's finish this.
Full pressure, guys. Full pressure. They're down low. They're down low in Charlie 3. Get the f***ing arm, Jackson.
Jackson, cool shot.
Golf. I got him.
Go, B3, go.
Echo. Get over on your medium, guys. Get Echo Stormcrow. God, I suck as a pilot, but thank I packed my skill.
I'm sorry that you died, sweet girls, but we will send a reasonably nice letter to your family.